So Justin Baldoni's lawyer just responded to Blake Lively's motion to dismiss herself from the case or dismiss his lawsuit outright. Says Blake is abusing the legal system, slams her motion to dismiss the lawsuit. We have got to get into the details.
The Hollywood Reporter asked Jenny to compare the making of It Ends With Us versus her new TV show. And she responded saying, I don't have anything to say about that. Everything is its own thing.
In a twist that only Hollywood could script, Matt Damon has allegedly unveiled the sickening agenda of Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Yes, the ever-charming duo who seem to have mastered the art of turning personal life into primetime entertainment. Damon, with his trademark nonchalant candor, hints that behind the endless banter and picture-perfect family snapshots lies a meticulously engineered scheme. It's not the typical celebrity scandal of infidelity or outrageous behavior. Instead, it's the notion that Reynolds and Lively have taken self-promotion and brand building to a whole new, almost conspiratorial level.
I'm actually kind of mad at her for putting this on my radar, so I'm giving her credit, but also want to say, Steph with the deets, this was a deet that I did not need. I did know that Ryan had cast his 7-year-old daughter, Inez, in the Deadpool movie. Okay, cute, she's 7, she's ready to be in a film. Maybe this wouldn't be the film of choice for me. No person, I don't care how funny you think you are in Hollywood, would want their precious daughter, of all people, to make comments about Hugh Jackman's penis being in their father's mouth.
Hey, when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's out of your mouth.
Which, to her credit, she really didn't want to say, and then came back later and said, I want to say it now, when I started looking at other people to play.
He basically says, oh, well, I started looking at different actors and actresses, and then that's when she said, I do want to do it. Wildly manipulative to do to a 7-year-old kid.
Damon's observations suggest that every witty tweet, every perfectly curated Instagram post, and every philanthropic gesture is less about genuine human connection and more about maintaining an image designed to captivate and manipulate the masses. With a sarcastic smile and a knowing glance, Damon appears to question whether this picture-perfect facade is just clever marketing or if there's something far more calculated at work.
Documents which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie and used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. There's a number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. That is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent who will be part of this lawsuit. That was Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued, and we're carefully considering other people that will be sued also. Ryan Reynolds, for sure.
From the moment the cameras start rolling, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively seem to have scripted their lives down to the finest detail. Damon, ever the observer, notes that the couple's every move appears to be less a matter of chance and more a well-rehearsed performance designed to capture the public's adoration. Reynolds, with his razor-sharp wit and uncanny ability to twist even the most mundane moments into viral gold, has long been the king of self-branding. His every tweet, every cheeky quip, is a strategic move, a deliberate push towards creating a persona that is as approachable as it is enigmatic. And who is always by his side in this grand production? None other than Blake Lively, whose presence isn't just about being the supportive spouse.
Blake is abusing the legal system. 3 exclamation points. Brian Friedman tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal system. Friedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda.
According to Damon's biting commentary, Blake is an active participant in this masterclass of media manipulation, a partner in crime, orchestrating the narrative that Hollywood, with its endless appetite for authenticity, can't help but devour. The saga, as Damon portrays it, is one of calculated charm and deliberate misdirection. While the public revels in the apparent spontaneity of their social media banter and the seeming ease with which they navigate the pitfalls of fame, Damon suggests that behind the scenes, every move is carefully planned. Every Instagram caption is written with the precision of a seasoned PR strategist. Every public appearance is choreographed to perfection, ensuring that their image remains untarnished and irresistibly appealing.
We plan to release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the truth to be out there. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts.
It's not that the couple is overtly malicious in their efforts. Rather, what strikes Damon is the subtle shift from authenticity to artifice. The pair are not merely living their lives, they are performing a role in a never-ending theatre production where every act is designed to sell an idea, an idealized version of themselves that the public can buy into. Damon's tone drips with sarcasm as he observes that the duo's relentless pursuit of a flawless image borders on the absurd. He points out that when every gesture is measured and every smile is rehearsed, one can't help but wonder if what we see is the real couple or a pair of well-trained actors in an elaborate play.
Justin Baldoni is firing back after Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against the actor, accusing him of unprofessional and sexually inappropriate behavior on the set of It Ends With Us. She also accused him of coordinating a smear campaign.
Was there a coordinated smear campaign to bring down Blake Lively?
100% no.
Baldoni is now suing the New York Times after the paper published a story about Lively's allegations.
Do you plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
You will?
Yes.
Baldoni claims that the text messages in Lively's lawsuit were taken out of context or excluded. The New York Times said in a statement that they stand by their reporting and plan to vigorously defend against the lawsuit. Lively said previously that she hopes her suit helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct.
Reynolds' foray into entrepreneurial ventures further complicates the picture. Take his ventures into everything from gin to mobile services and even football clubs. Damon wryly notes that it's as if Reynolds has turned his persona into a multifaceted business empire, where every personal interest doubles as a marketing tool. This isn't the work of a star simply riding the wave of celebrity status. It's a masterful display of self-commodification. Blake, never far behind, complements these endeavors with a grace that borders on the uncanny. Her role, as Damon sees it, is not just to support but to amplify the narrative. A narrative where their love story is intertwined with the mechanics of modern branding.
Friedman, Justin Baldoni's lawyer, is now speaking out and saying, hey, she's trying to take advantage. She's trying to take advantage of the legal system. She's abusing the legal system. And what she's doing is wrong. And what he filed is absolutely 110% within his rights. Let's get into this article here. This is very interesting. Justin Baldoni's lawyer is firing back at Blake Lively's attempt to cut herself out of this ongoing legal drama surrounding the film It Ends With Us. Brian Friedman tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal system. I agree. She's the one who filed this lawsuit. She went to New York Times, started a whole smear campaign defaming Justin Baldoni, making him lose all this money, making him get fired from his agency and all that stuff. Those are all grounds for defamation, for sure. It's destroying his name, it's destroying his finances, etc. That's huge. That's definitely defamation. Friedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. Absolutely. I agree with that too. It doesn't make any sense for them to sit there and say, oh yeah, well, if it doesn't, I don't like this lawsuit, so therefore this was done out of revenge. That's what it is. Take me out of this situation. This whole thing's wrong.
Moreover, the couple's philanthropic efforts have not escaped Damon's scrutinizing eye. Every charitable donation, every public endorsement of a social cause is painted with the broad strokes of generosity. Yet, in Damon's view, there lies an undercurrent of calculated self-interest. The acts of giving are so impeccably timed and so perfectly aligned with their public image that one might suspect the benevolence is less about altruism and more about reinforcing their carefully curated personas. The irony is not lost on Damon. In a world that prizes genuine goodwill, these gestures ring hollow, serving as mere backdrops to an ongoing performance.
In his statement to TMZ, Friedman reiterated, as we said yesterday in response to Mr. Reynolds' same cowardly measures, we will continue to hold Ms. Lively accountable for her actions of pure malice, which include falsely accusing my clients of harassment and retaliation. Friedman summed it up by saying Blake's fantastical claims will be swiftly debunked as discovery moves forward, easily disproved with actual evidentiary proof.
Damon also makes a pointed observation about the couple's digital presence. In an age where every personal interaction can be broadcast to millions, Reynolds and Lively have turned their social media accounts into veritable gold mines of engagement. They share glimpses of their life that are equal parts relatable and aspirational, creating a narrative that blurs the lines between celebrity and the everyday. But according to Damon, what appears as spontaneous and unscripted is, in fact, the result of meticulous planning and a deep understanding of the digital zeitgeist. Their online personas are not reflections of their true selves, but rather projections carefully designed to seduce the public into a constant state of admiration and envy.
Blake Lively was trying to get out of the lawsuit same way that Ryan Reynolds, her husband, was trying to get out of this lawsuit as well, basically saying that what he's saying was true about his claims about Justin Baldoni were true, and that, of course, he is exacting or exercising his First Amendment rights. Now, of course, we heard Blake Lively wanting to get out. She said that he filed this lawsuit out of retaliation, out of revenge, and she was saying, hey, it's wrong for him to do that, and it's absolute BS.
The alleged agenda Damon speaks of isn't some nefarious plot hatched in the dark alleys of Tinseltown. Instead, it is a testament to the evolution of celebrity culture, where personal branding has become an art form, and every public figure is a walking, talking advertisement. Reynolds and Lively have not only embraced this new reality, they have become its poster children. They navigate the labyrinth of media, endorsements, and public appearances with a finesse that leaves little room for error. And in doing so, they challenge the very notion of what it means to be authentic in a world that values image over substance.
Joe Rogan has entered the chat. Who has not entered the chat when it comes to these two? And this crazy story of Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds. Because Joe Rogan has officially blasted Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Welcome to the club for suing.
You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruining your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they fucked up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit. And they're like, you were a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement?
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise.
They're fucked,
The whole
man.
thing's crazy.
They're fucked.
And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case
He's going
there,
hard in
too.
the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real motherfuckers to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Yeah, especially a guy like that who's like known as being like this really sweet, nice guy.
Yep.
And then it's like, all right,
Dude,
enough.
he posted the receipts.
Oh,
He's like, oh,
receipts are
remember our
crazy.
tech exchange? Bah, bah,
How about
bah,
she told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding?
The fun
And then
ass.
part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it, because everyone usually just bows
Because everyone's
down.
scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds A-list, Blake Lively A-list. Like, don't, they're the queens. 20
That's like eating.
Oh, is it over?
Yeah, we missed it.
Ah, God, it's 2025. That shit's over, man.
Up against the kid.
Critics might say that their approach is simply savvy business, a modern adaptation to an industry that rewards visibility and engagement above all else. But Damon, with his trademark irreverence, isn't buying into the narrative of harmless entrepreneurship. He sees a deeper, almost Machiavellian drive at work, a relentless pursuit of influence and control over public perception. Every move Reynolds and Lively make is a calculated strike in a broader campaign to remain not just relevant, but indispensable. And while the rest of Hollywood might be content to ride the waves of fleeting trends, this duo seems to have installed a permanent anchor in the shifting sands of fame.
I bet some of you women never thought you'd be on the same side as Joe Rogan, but I'll tell you, I love Joe Rogan's takes on so many things. I love it because he talks about a variety of things, right? He questions things, he asks the questions, he has a variety of people on his podcast. Not everything I agree with, trust me, but this is so great. It's like 4 guys sitting around watching boxing, eating snacks, drinking sodas, whatever, and talking about real life things. Because these are men who could easily have been in the same position as Justin Baldoni. And they're saying that no one ever fights back because it's the machine.
Consider, for instance, their public interactions. What many perceive as playful banter is, under Damon's skeptical gaze, a strategic maneuver designed to distract and delight. It's a performance where every joke, every teasing remark carries with it an undercurrent of purpose. The couple's ability to diffuse potential scandals with a quip or a candid smile is less about genuine humor and more about the art of crisis management. In a world where one misstep can lead to a PR nightmare, Reynolds and Lively have perfected the act of turning every potential controversy into a moment of viral brilliance. Damon's narrative paints them as the ultimate survivors in a cutthroat industry, a dynamic duo whose every move is dictated by an unspoken, omnipresent script.
It's Justin Baldoni versus the machine of Hollywood. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and the thing is, using that Me Too movement, which is a woman using the words sexual assault or sexual harassment, everyone bows down. They're like, we can't fight back. But Justin Baldoni said, "No, not this time. I've got the receipts to prove it." And everyone sees through the bullshit, okay? I mean, of course, not everyone. There are definitely some people out there that will still believe Blake until the day they die, but most people see through the bullshit. And I love it. I love it when the worlds collide. I am definitely into this one. Now, do you think that Ryan Reynolds was a fan of Joe Rogan before this? And do you think this is gonna really upset him? I think this is a huge blow to Ryan Reynolds' ego. Oof.
And yet, amidst all this orchestrated perfection, there remains a lingering question. What does it all mean for the concept of celebrity? Damon's tone, laced with equal parts sarcasm and resignation, suggests that in the quest for perfection, the genuine human element is lost. The very qualities that once endeared stars to the public, flaws, unpredictability, vulnerability, have been meticulously edited out. In their place stands an idealized version of celebrity, one that is as sterile as it is captivating. Reynolds and Lively, in this view, are less like living, breathing people and more like avatars in a grand, ongoing simulation of fame. Every gesture, every public appearance is a reminder that in modern Hollywood, authenticity has been sacrificed on the altar of marketability.
The Hollywood Reporter, if you look at them exposing the 2 women that were, named but not named in Blake Lively's amended lawsuit, they call out Isabella Ferrer and Jenny Slate by name. When you look at the date that it was actually published, it was published the 19th at 1:18 a.m. That's an hour and 18 minutes, hour and 19 minutes if we're being generous, after Blake dropped her amended lawsuit and submitted it.
Damon's revelations, or rather his biting commentary, serve as a wake-up call. They force us to question the authenticity of the images we consume and the narratives we're fed. When every act of kindness is a calculated move and every personal quirk is a branding opportunity, the line between reality and performance blurs dangerously. Reynolds and Lively, with their enviable social media followings and their unassailable public personas, epitomize this new age of celebrity, a realm where the pursuit of perfection is relentless and the cost is often the erosion of genuine human connection.
So they wrote in the last paragraph, Late last night, which was what I said, I tweeted this, late last night while we all slept, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed a protective order. The guilty as sin couple is asking a judge to protect from the public some confidential documents and names that will be gathered in the discovery process. And then after they put my tweet, they write, predictably, the media outlets picked up the same narrative. Okay, yeah, but that's what you did. Like, what am I guilty of here? Leading the pack of people, like, because, like, what, we're psychotic and we're checking your filings every day? And we said, oh, look, yeah, she's filing for more protection to protect, she thinks it's confidential documents. We just read through this. We showed the public that's what you're doing. So I don't understand why I got name checked here. And then just to say, predictably, the media outlets picked up the same narrative. They're like, they got me out here looking like Regina George when she cuts her shirt. And then everybody just starts cutting their shirts. It's like, no, I'm just telling the truth.
In his characteristic sardonic manner, Damon doesn't leave much room for ambiguity. His message is clear. Beneath the veneer of glitz and glamour lies a complex web of strategy and self-interest. The couple's charm is not an accident, but a carefully crafted asset in the relentless battle for public adoration. And while the world may continue to celebrate their every move, those who look a little closer might see that what appears as spontaneity is really a well-oiled machine of publicity stunts and calculated moves. The sickening part of it all is not that these stars are so good at what they do, but that their brilliance exposes a disturbing truth about the state of celebrity in our time. A truth that Damon is unafraid to point out with a smirk and a raised eyebrow.
Blake Lively is definitely not everyone's favorite person right now, but that will not stop her friends from throwing her a birthday bash, it seems. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are hosting Blake Lively's birthday bash in Rhode Island. On Saturday, TMZ had gotten photos of Taylor and Travis at the Rhode Island mansion. But it turns out it is not just a romantic getaway for the two, they are going to be throwing a birthday bash. Because later in the day, the birthday girl, Blake, showed up with her husband, Ryan Reynolds. And they were seen smooching outside the house. And Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, also flew in for the event, along with Bradley Cooper. So I would guess that Gigi Hadid would also be there. And reportedly, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes are also there. And TMZ says the weekend retreat couldn't come at a better time for Blake, who's been dealing with all the It Ends With Us drama between her and Justin Baldoni. Oh, you mean the drama that Blake Lively created? Yeah, poor her.
As the discourse around celebrity culture evolves, Damon's observations remind us that there is always more than meets the eye. The glittering facade of Hollywood, once a sanctuary of dreams and artistic expression, has transformed into a battleground for influence and relevance. In this arena, every smile, every laugh, and every charitable act is a maneuver in a high-stakes game of image control. Reynolds and Lively have mastered this game, turning every personal moment into a public spectacle, every private conversation into a headline. And while their adoring fans may remain blissfully unaware of the machinery operating behind the scenes, Damon's cynical critique offers a glimpse into the stark reality of modern fame. Damon's revelations, delivered with a mix of disdain and reluctant admiration, compel even the most ardent fans to peer behind the glossy surface and ask, is this the future of celebrity, where every moment is manufactured and every emotion is on display? And if so, what does that mean for the art of being human in a world that values the spectacle of perfection above all else?